Greetings, Sky Cadets. Captain Lance Fantastic here, once again with another episode of Captain Lance Fantastic, American Trucker. You remember, it's that fantastic YouTube program where we enjoy listening to old-time radio programs while we travel America's highways and byways, delivering goods and services. This time, we're going to be heading on a long run out of state to Salina, Utah. So let's log on to Sky Patrol Network and get all the details from Brooks.
Initiating satellite connection. Interweb radio reception is within tolerances. I am Brooks. I am Sky Patrol's bio-robotic object-oriented knowledge system, the most advanced and complete database of film, radio and television
in the world.
Good morning, Captain Lance.
Hello, Brooks. What's in store for us today?
As you know, we are to pick up a backhoe loader here in Phoenix and deliver our 16,500-pound payload 515 miles to Salina, Utah. There we will receive a paycheck of about $23,500, which breaks down to $42.24 a mile. Along the way, we'll listen to an episode of The Lone Ranger from back in 1938. This episode will tell the story of how the Lone Ranger met Tonto. Then we'll listen to the classic Who's On First from Abbott and Costello. And we'll finish with the Blue Beetle with an episode called Death Strikes from the East.
Excellent. Well, I'm ready to go. How about you?
Autobots, transform and roll out.
Fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty hi-yo silver, the Lone Ranger. United States were first opened to settlers, the masked rider of the plains fought crime and criminals throughout the new territory. The local sheriffs gave him very little help, but he did have one trusted friend, the Indian scout Tonto. Tonto was only second to the Lone Ranger in courage and daring, and the stories of his devotion and loyalty have been told and retold until the faithful Indian has become the symbol of true friendship. Return with us now to those thrilling days when the West was young and adventure lay at the end of every trail. The Lone Ranger rides again. Come on, Silver! Double twin force of the trail ahead! Hi-yo, Silver! Pete was familiar to quite a number of people in the early West, and known especially because of his association with the Lone Ranger. Next to the Indian friend of the masked mystery rider, Cactus Pete knew him better than anyone else. As we find the wandering musician, we learn that he has joined a group of cowmen on the open range, and sure is downright entertaining to have a little music on the prairie. Gets sort of tiresome doing the same thing all the time without nothing to break the monotony.
Just so. Give us another tune on the guitar, Cactus Pete.
Doggone it, boys. My fingers is plumb wore out from strumming that old guitar. Bob there's doing all right on the harmonica. Besides, about time to turn in anyhow, ain't it?
Shucks, we can always turn in.
Say, Pete.
Yeah?
Seems to me I've heard a plenty stories about you and this Lone Ranger.
Oh, shucks. I never done nothing except strum the guitar. You met up with the Lone Ranger frequent, ain't you? Yeah, I reckon so.
You know, there's something I've always wondered about him, Pete.
Well, don't ask me no questions. I don't know no more about him than you fellas do.
Oh, there's one thing I've always always wondered about.
Yeah?
This Indian friend of his.
Tonto?
Yeah, Tonto. How'd him and the Lone Ranger meet up anyhow?
Well, it's sort of a longy story. Well, come on, tell it to us, Pete. Oh, I ain't no hand at telling stories. Do the best you can, then. Well, you see, gents, there's been a lot of stories about how the Lone Ranger and Tonto come to be friends. I don't know when it really happened. Some say it was even before the Lone Ranger found his horse Silver, and others don't. I heard that Tonto saved his life one time when him and all his partners was shot up by outlaws. Yep, Tonto saved his life plenty times. And this one time, the Lone Ranger was the only one that survived the attack of the outlaws. Yep, that was down Texas way. Yeah. Two of them met up before that, though. Well, tell us. Oh, the way I heard it, it was in the mining region. Mining region, huh? Yep, up around Washoe County. There was a fellow there by the name of Dan Slade. He had half interest in a claim with a young fellow named Bob Reed. Seems that Bob was sort of hoping the claim would pan out good for a lot of reasons. Fact is, he was so busy hoping and working that he didn't take the time to notice what an ornery coyote Dan Slade was. The two of them was digging, getting ready to fire a blast one hot afternoon. When the sun was blistering down from the sky, they hadn't showed a rain cloud for more than a month.
It's sure a hot day for working, Dan. I'll be glad when we get this blasting powder ready to fire.
Won't be long now. Tamp that ground down a little harder, Bob.
Maybe this'll be the time we strike the mother load, huh?
Won't be long. I've seen enough to satisfy me that she's there all right.
I reckon the $50 cash you give me for half interest will prove to be a pretty good investment, huh?
Don't get the idea I was fool enough to give you $50 cash money for nothing. I knew what I was buying.
Sure you did. You ain't a fool. Oh, there. I guess we're ready to light the fuse now, anyway.
Yep, I'll do it. Get out of the way.
All right, Dan.
There. Now run.
We got a powerful big charge in there. It ought to fit something.
Keep running. We can't be too far away from that blast. Let's go.
I'm running. Look, I stand. Wouldn't it be swell if this would be the blast that brought home the bacon?
Yep, there. I guess we can watch from behind this rock.
There she goes. Come on, Dan. Let's hurry back and see what happened. I just got a hunch maybe that done the trick.
You and your hunches make me sick.
Well, ain't no harm in hoping, Dan. That's what kept me going all this time. Hoping.
Dry up.
Dan, what's the matter with you anyway? Ain't you satisfied with the partnership?
I've got to be satisfied, ain't I?
Gosh. Look at the hole that blast ripped up, will you?
Ain't nothing strange about it. It'd be twice as strange if a charge that size went off without me to go.
Dan, look. Give me that shovel, quick.
I'll handle it. My gosh, that looks like gold, Bob.
Oh, hustle up. Shovel some out. Let's have a look.
I am. Don't get so excited, though.
Oh, gosh, Dan, I can't help it. What does it look like?
It's a real thing, all right. Seems to me we found the big vein. Look there.
Dan, we sure did. That's it.
Shut up. You're acting like a fool kid.
Dan, I'm a fool kid. I ain't acting. Oh, gosh, Dan, if you only know what this means to Sally and the kids. New clothes, school, and a new house.
Sure, spend it all on them. What are you going to get out of it?
Me? Well, I don't want nothing for myself. But, gosh, Dan, just look at that gold. Look at it.
Shut up a minute. I heard something.
So did I. Seemed like someone groaning.
White man, help.
Dan, look there. That fellow was caught in the blast.
Serves him right. What's he doing around here?
Here, help me dig him out. The poor devil's half buried.
You, help.
He's nothing but a redskin. I'll fix him.
Dan, no. Put your gun down.
The dead Injun is the good Injun. I'll fix him so he won't need help.
Dan, put that gun down. Don't shoot the poor devil.
You dig here. Then Tonto, he's free.
I'll dig you out. He's hurt bad, Dan.
Get out of the way, Bob. We ain't saving no Injun to have him scalp us someday. Just a minute. I wouldn't shoot if I were you. Hey, who are you?
He's got a mask on, Dan.
I wasn't going to shoot the Injun. I was just going to...
You, help Tonto.
Tonto? Is that your name?
Dig him out. All right. That's how you feel? Here, Bob. Give me a hand. Maybe he's hurt pretty bad. We'll get him out and take him over to my shack. Well, gents, there was something about the way that masked man talked that made Dan Slade doggone willing to do what he said, especially when he seen two big guns leveled at him. That was a Lone Ranger, huh, Pete? That was him, all right. He'd heard the blast and left his horse a little distant and come to see what it meant. After he seen that Dan and Bob were taking care of the redskin, he went to where his horse was waiting and swung into the saddle.
I'll pin over, hoy!
He didn't know, the masked man didn't, that right then there was a scheme forming in Dan Slade's brain.
Dan nursed the engine all right, took him to his shack, fixed him so the busted bone in his ankle was healing, took first-rate care of him. In the meantime, the mine became the talk of the whole county. Money rolled in fast to both Bob and Dan done his best to spend it as fast as it come in. Dan was in the cafe one night talking to a critter called Slim.
Say, Dan, you sure are a swell spender now you're rich.
Sure thing, fellas. Easy come, easy go, that's my motto. Step right up, boys. The next is on me. Windy, head him up and give me the bill.
Doggone, Dan, you sure are spending it.
Reckon I can afford it, eh?
Hey there, stranger. Here's your drink. Dan Slade's treating.
Thanks, but I don't drink. Shucks, stranger, that's the way to get acquainted. I ain't squeamish about spending for a fellow just 'cause he's new in town.
Say, Dan, how's that engine you got for your shack?
Oh, him. I'm fixing him up to work for me.
At the mine?
Nope, at the shack. It's easier to patch up an engine to do the work around there and get meals and sweep floors and such than it would be to get tied down with a wife, ain't it?
He's getting better, is he?
Yep. Who is he? I don't know. He was sticking his nose around when the mine was being blasted and got broke up a bit. Says his name is Tonto. Indian? Yeah. Well, drink her up, boys.
Here's to Dan Slade.
Thanks, boys. I gotta be going now. If any of you need some advice on buying in on a mine, just call on Dan Slade. All right, Dan. It's a funny thing, this man Slade taking care of an Indian.
Ain't funny. Ain't like him. I'd give $50 to know what's on his mind. He's a deep one, Dan Slade is.
Yes, I can see that.
He ain't taking care of a redskin for nothing. He's got a scheme working, and I'd like to know what it is.
Man seems to be popular.
Sure he is. Who wouldn't be? Spend money like he does.
There's a lot to what you say.
Stranger, men is funny critters. They walk all over a fella trying to keep him down, and then when he gets to the top, they'll yelp their fool heads off, telling how they helped put him there.
Who's Dan Slade's partner?
Name's Bob Reed. Now, there's a fella that's liked by most of the fellas here, but he got a dirty deal from Slade when he needed a little cash bad.
He did?
Yep. Slade made him give half interest in his mine before he give him the cash. Bob don't complain none, though. Thinks it was right fine of Slade to do it. Yes, sir, stranger. Men sure are funny critters.
Slim didn't know when he talked to the stranger in the cafe that it was the Lone Ranger, disguised and not wearing his mask. Well, the mine went along in good shape, and there wasn't no doubt that it made both Bob and Dan a couple of the richest men in the whole county. But Dan was greedy. Half the claim wasn't enough for him. One evening, he decided to call on Bob, went to his house, and rapped on the door. Bob was kind of surprised to see Dan there.
Dan, gosh, come on in. You're sort of a stranger these days.
I've come on business, Bob.
Sally, come in here a minute.
Yeah, good evening, Dan.
Evening.
What business brought you here, Dan?
I've been thinking. Now that the mine's going good, we ought to come to some kind of understanding.
Why, sure thing. But there's nothing ain't already understood. You get half and I get half.
But what if one of us dies?
That ain't gonna happen, Dan.
You never can tell. Blasting the way we are and all that. Never can tell when you or me'll get hurt some.
Oh, Bob, you didn't tell me it was so dangerous.
It ain't, Sally. There ain't no danger at all. Now suppose you go and make up a lunch. Me and Dan will have a talk.
Well, all right. Just a minute.
That's what you miss, Dan, not having a wife yourself.
Maybe so, but I'm satisfied. I brought along a paper for you to sign, Bob.
Well, what kind of paper?
Just an agreement between the two of us, that's all.
Let me see it.
Sure. Now, you see, if you die, then of course I get the mine and agree to see that so much is paid to your wife and kids regular. But if I die, you get the mine.
But, Dan, it says here you agree to pay my wife only $20 a month.
And that's more than fair, Bob. If I die, you get the whole thing. You don't have to pay out none of it. But I'm willing to help your wife out, you see.
Oh, shucks, Dan. We don't need no agreement like this.
Just the same is the best way. Why, I even had a lawyer over to town draw it up so it's all legal and binding.
Well, all right, then. I'll sign if you want me to.
Make me feel a heap better. I'll get a couple of witnesses to make it legal.
Where can you get them?
I brought them along. They're outside. I'll just call them in. Come on in, fellas.
Yeah, howdy, Bob. Glad to see you. Oh, howdy, Slim. Hello, Wendy. Howdy.
Now, Bob, you sign right here, and I'll sign here. We both sign each copy of this, and then we each keep a copy.
And there.
That all?
Yep, most all. Now you fellas sign right down here. Should be all fixed according to form. I don't feel much better this way, Bob.
All right, Dan, whatever you say. You know a lot more about law and such than I do.
Hey, Dan?
All right.
There's my signature.
Well, Bob, we'll be going now. And thanks.
Hold on, don't be in a hurry. Sally's fixing up a lunch for us.
Sorry, I'm pretty busy, Bob. Lots of work to do over the shack.
But I thought you had Tonto working over
He ain't
there.
able to get around much. Still uses crutches to walk. You fellas ready to go?
Yeah, ready.
Oh, but wait a minute. My wife's fixing
Sorry,
up.
Bob. We've got to be going. Evening. Evening, Bob.
The curtain falls on the first act of our thrilling Lone Ranger drama. Before the next exciting scenes, please permit us to pause for just a few moments.
To Cactus Pete as he relates the story of the beginning of the friendship between the Lone Ranger and Tonto.
Well, let's see. Bob Reed signed the paper Dan had fixed up, and a couple of witnesses made it all legal. Then Dan left before Sally got back into the room.
Here's a little supper, Bob. What? What was Dan gone to?
He just left, Sally.
Well, didn't he know I was fixing something to eat? He wasn't there or nothing, was he?
I don't know. He just said he couldn't wait.
There's something wrong with him lately, Bob.
I'm beginning to think maybe there is. He's been acting awful funny.
Funny?
Can't figure it. Sometimes he looks like he almost hates me.
That's silly, Bob. No one hates you. Besides, aren't you the one made him rich?
Yeah, but it's just the way he looks at me. Sometimes I feel mighty strange when he does it.
Well, I never liked Dan Slade much myself. But he seems to be popular enough in town, so I reckon he must be all right.
He spends a lot of money on the boys. That's why he's so popular, Sally.
Bob, what's this paper here?
Well, that's what him and me just signed. It gives me the mine if Dan dies, and him the mine if I die.
Is that the way things is done?
I reckon so. Dan even brought along two fellas from town to sign this here paper with him and me. Witnesses there was.
I guess Dan's a good businessman, Bob.
Yeah, I'll admit I don't know much about such things. Well, anyway, Dan's getting the mine along in great shape. Running like a real business. With him there part of the time and me there part of the time.
Yeah, I suppose Dan was all right. Look how he's taking care of that poor engine that is hurt.
I can't forget, though, Sally, that at first Dan was aiming to shoot the engine.
Dan wouldn't have done that.
He sure would have, if that Lone Ranger hadn't come along when he did and made Dan save Tonto.
Gosh, I'd like to see the Lone Ranger sometime, Bob. Never seen him after that day, did you?
Nope, never did. Fact is, I didn't know it was a Lone Ranger then. Wasn't until after he rode away and I heard him call his horse Silver that I realized who it was.
It's mighty curious how Dan Slade's nature changed after being talked to by that masked man.
It sure is, Sally. I've been puzzling it over ever since.
Slim and Wendy went with Dan after he left Bob Reed's. And Slim was mighty curious about the paper he'd signed. The two of them was in the saddle, moving slow, when Slim brought the matter up.
Listen, Dan, what was that we put our names to back at Bob Reed?
It wasn't nothing, Slim. Just a law form, that's all.
But you said that Wendy here and me was witnesses.
Sure, that's in case sometime if I should die and some relation of mine would try to claim the mine. Well, that is my half of it. Well, Bob could say it was his, and you fellas could swear you seen me sign the paper, see?
Shucks, Dan, I can swear without that. Gosh, if he buys me all I want to drink for signing that paper, it'll be the cheapest jag I ever got. Ain't that so?
Hold up there a minute. What's this?
A man in a white horse.
I want to talk to you, man. I know that voice.
Where'd you come from?
What is this, anyhow? Hold up there. Hold up. Something like that. Let me see that paper you had Bob Reed sign. See here, that ain't no business of yours. Let me see it.
Show it to him, Dan. He's got a mask on and them guns look tolerable big.
Quickly. Here it is. Ain't nothing but an agreement, that's all. Just an agreement of two business partners. Strike a match, Slim. I can't read in the dark.
You know me. What?
Quick, the light.
Here you are, stranger.
Thanks. Now, let me see. Mister, there ain't nothing there that ain't regular and according to law in that paper. No, I see that there isn't. Be careful, Dan. Yeah, here's your paper. Come on, Silver. He's a robber. He wore a mask. I'm going to plug him.
Hey,
I'll show him.
You missed him.
Oh, Silver, away!
Well, the Lone Ranger rode off into the night. I suppose you're wondering why he wanted to look at that paper that was signed by Bob, huh?
Yeah, Pete. What was it, too?
And we'll get back to that later. And after Dan saw the masked man ride away, he left Slim and Windy and got back to his own shack as quick as he could. He noted that for the next few days, Tonto kept looking at him, watching every move he made. And it began to get on Dan Slade's nerves. Finally, he got plumb fed up with the way Tonto watched him.
What are you looking at me that way for?
Tonto didn't make any reply for a minute. Just kept staring out of them deep, dark eyes of his.
Blast you! Can't you answer me? I asked you a question. What are you watching me for?
I don't know what you think.
What do you mean you know what I think?
You think murder.
What, son?
You make murder plans.
Why, you
So maybe Tonto walk. Then him leave here.
leave me after the way I fixed you up, huh? Not by a darn sight. You ain't gonna leave me till you repaid me for all the time and bother I went to fix that busted ankle of yours.
You drink too much firewater.
That ain't none of your business. I'm a rich man now. I don't need to listen to no talk like that, especially not from an ornery redskin. Stop staring at me, do you hear? I tell you to stop staring at me. There. That'll learn you. Next time I catch you staring at me like you've been doing, I'll sling lead.
It was getting on Dan Slade's nerves the way Tonto kept close watch of him. Tonto was still hobbling around on some crutches he'd made. Couldn't travel fast or far. Just managed to hobble about the shack a little bit, but it was enough for what Dan Slade had in mind.
Reckon tomorrow's the day for carrying out my plans. I'll just see that Bob's laid up at home.
He was thinking, making plans all night long. He went over them again and again.
I can let a beam fall on his head in the morning. That'll do it. Good heavy beam hit him on the head. Tonight, soon as the Redskin's asleep, I'll borrow his crutches and fix things up.
Well, that ornery coyote, Dan Slade, slipped on the moccasins that belonged to Tonto, who seemed to be sound asleep in the corner. Then he left the house, taking with him the crutches that Tonto had been using. He made sure to walk through plenty of mud to Bob Reed's house. There he fixed a few things, then crept back to his own shack with his murder plans all fixed. The next afternoon, Dan came into the cafe. There was quite a bunch of fellas gathered there.
Well, there he is. Old Dan himself.
How are you, Slim?
Howdy.
Howdy, Wendy. Hello there, stranger. I need a drink. Good stiff one. Kind of worried.
Worried? Well, what's wrong, Dan?
It's about Bob. He had a bad break this morning.
No.
Yep, a rafter in a mine fell on his head. Knocked him clean out. I lugged him home. Was he badly hurt? Oh, not so bad. Sally will fix him up. But it ain't that bothers me. It's that ungrateful Injun.
Tonto? What's ailing him?
Well, Slim, I ain't give it much thought. But you know, the day that the redskin got hurt, Bob was for shooting him. Same as you do a horse with a busted leg. If I hadn't had my way, he'd have shot him right then.
Gosh, that was bad. Indians don't forget things like that.
I know it. I'm kind of afeard that when Tonto gets to walking without his crutches, he may try and get revenge on Bob.
Is that so, Dan?
Yep, and I don't like the look in that critter's eyes. What will he do to Bob? I don't know. He might try to scalp him and his family. He might set the house on fire, blow it up. Blow it up? Yep. Swipe some blasting powder and fuse from my own supply to home and then set it under Bob's.
Sovereign saint!
That's the Injun. He stole my horse. Shoot him down, somebody. Get him. Wait, I'll go after him. I'll take the horse, Slim.
Go right ahead, stranger. I ain't even gonna chase a drunken Indian with a six-gun.
I'm sorry, Captain. I know that Injun was bad. How'd he get my horse?
There ain't no more horses here. Well, just let that fella go after him. We ain't got nothing to worry about. Ain't no skin off our nose.
I reckon I'd better get over and see if Bob's all right, eh?
Sure. I'll go with you, Dan.
You see, boys, the Lone Ranger had already talked to Tonto and made plans to trap Dan Slade. Tonto carried out his part of the plans in first-rate style, acting like he was licking up and riding away while the Lone Ranger, disguised as a stranger, was around the town. When the Lone Ranger rode away on Slim's horse, he overtook Tonto. Over, Tonto. Quickly now. Tell me where you put the mask.
Over here, under rock.
But where's my own horse? Where's Silver?
You call him.
Here, Silver. Here, boy.
You go fast now.
Candle all fixed. What time will the candle burn down far enough to reach the fuse?
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock, huh? It's almost 4 now. He's going to pin this murder on you. That's right. Made the tracks with your crutches, didn't he? That's right. Him leave Tonto knife. Here. Candle. Steady there, Silver. You wait here, Tonto. I'll be back. All ready, Silver. Hi-yo, Silver! Away!
While the Lone Ranger, riding his own horse and with his face masked, headed back toward Bob's home, Dan and Slim headed for the same place. Dan figured on walking slow enough so they'd see the explosion from a short distance.
Well, I reckon Bob's all right, Slim. Don't see no signs of trouble around the house from here.
That engine was just plumb loco, that's all, Dan. See, hold on. This here looks like crutch tracks from your shack to Bob's.
Huh?
Look on the ground.
My gosh, it does, don't it? I wonder if that low-down redskin's been over there. What time is it, Slim?
About 4 o'clock, I reckon. Why?
I was just wondering, that's all.
I wish that feller'd come back with my horse. I'll bet he stole it, that's what.
I wouldn't be surprised. Hey, Slim, look. What's that in the ground next to Bob's place?
Smoke. And it's moving along the ground.
Look, it's a fuse, that's what. I bet it's a fuse. That engine must have swiped some of my blasting powder just like I was afraid he would.
Get back, get back.
But Bob will be killed, so will his whole family.
Get back, I say. You can't do nothing anyways. It's too late.
Who's that?
Look at that white horse come. Gosh, how he can travel.
Slim, it's that fellow that held us up the other night. The masked fella.
The Lone Ranger. He's shooting at us. No, he ain't. Look, he shot that fuse. Cut in with a bullet. Him riding full speed.
Why, the next chance could be for you, Dan Slade. You don't want to stand right where you are.
Don't you, don't.
You set that fuse to blow your partner into eternity.
Dan, you done that?
No, it's you. Thought no one saw you last night when you took the crutches, made tracks that would pin this murder on the Indian. Slim, if you want proof that Slade's the man who planned to murder Bob Reed,
You Dan Slade, you look Gillies, they make them right now.
No, don't listen to this last fellow. I tell you, I didn't.
But I think you did. I knowed all the time there was some reason why you kept that engine. You were just planning to make him the goat. To make him take the blame for what you did.
No, Slim, listen to me. I can explain everything.
You can't explain nothing to me, Slade. Now, I see it all as plain as day. And that's why I had Bob sign that paper, too.
Slim, if you need further proof...
I don't.
You can't prove it was me. Dan Slade, you were seen last night.
What? Put your guns away, Mr. Masked Man. There's something that's got to be done for this community, but I aims to be the one to do it.
No, Slim. Don't draw your gun. Don't shoot me, Slim.
Well,
don't.
you yellow-livered polecat. I wouldn't waste good bullets on you. I figured it was a lie when you said Bob wanted to shoot the engine. In fact, I knowed it was a lie. And I thought it was blame funny you'd keep Carter in your shack so you could start hiking for the sheriff's office. You going? I reckon I know who it was that seen you last night.
Hi-yo, Silver! Hello there!
The Lone Ranger.
Silver, old boy! There's adventure on the trail ahead! Hi-yo, Silver! Away! Heard is a copyrighted feature of the Lone Ranger Incorporated. And now, boys and girls,
here is what you get when you join the Secret Squadron. This membership card with your very own Secret Squadron number, this official Secret Squadron manual, and this combination badge and decoder. Look, here's how the decoder works. I'll give you a 2-word clue, and the second word is in our secret code. The first word is watch. Now, here is the secret code word. Write down these numbers. 17, 3, 20. Now, set your secret decoder like this. For code A3. Then decode this important clue to next week's adventure. If you don't have your decoder badge, here's how you can get one for your very own. First, get a jar of the official Secret Squadron drink, delicious chocolate-flavored Ovaltine, the food drink for rocket power. Then cut out the wax paper disc that covers the Ovaltine jar. And send that disc with your name, your address, to me, Captain Midnight, Box P, Chicago 77, Illinois. That's all. Send no money. It's free to every boy and girl who joins the Secret Squadron. And when you receive your secret decoder badge, membership card with your very own Secret Squadron number, and 12-page manual, you will be a full-fledged member. Remember, get your Ovaltine, the food drink for rocket power. Hot or cold, it's got what it takes to help you be a leader in your gang. So every day, drink instant Ovaltine.
Well, Costello, I'm going to New York with you. You know, Bucky Harris, the Yanks manager, gave me a job as coach for as long as you're on the team.
Look, Abbott, if you're the coach, you must know all the players.
I certainly do.
Well, you know, I never met the guys, so you'll have to tell me their names, and then I'll know who's playing on the team.
Oh, I'll tell you their names, but you know, strange it may seem, they give these ball players nowadays very peculiar names.
You mean funny names?
Strange names, pet names, like Dizzy Dean and...
His brother Daffy?
Daffy Dean.
And their French cousin.
French?
Gouffet.
Gouffet Dean, oh, I see. Well, let's see, we have on the bags, we have who's on first, what's on second, I don't know who's on third.
That's what I want to find out.
I say, who's on first, what's on second, I don't know who's on third.
Are you the manager?
Yes.
You're going to be the coach, too?
Yes.
And you know the fellow's name?
Well, I should.
Well, then who's on first?
Yes.
I mean the fellow's name.
Who?
The guy on first.
Who?
The first baseman.
Who?
The guy playing first.
Who is on first?
I'm asking you who's on first.
That's the man's name.
That's whose name?
Yes.
Well, go ahead and tell me.
That's it.
That's who?
Yes.
Look, you got a first baseman.
Certainly.
Who's playing first?
That's right.
When you pay off the first baseman every month, who gets the money?
Every dollar of it.
All I'm trying to find out is the fellow's name on first base.
Who?
The guy that gets the
That's
money.
it.
Who gets the money on first
He
base?
does, every dollar. Sometimes his wife comes down and collects it.
Whose wife?
Yes. What's wrong with that?
Look, all I want to know is when you sign up the first baseman, how does he sign his name to the
Who?
contract? The guy.
Who?
How does he sign his
That's
name?
how he signs it.
Who?
Yes.
All I'm trying to find out is what's the guy's name on first base?
No, what is on second base?
I'm not asking you who's on second.
Who's on first?
One base at a time.
Well, don't change the players.
I'm not changing nobody.
Take it easy, buddy.
I'm only asking you, who's the guy on first base?
That's right.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, what's the guy's name on first base?
No, what is on second?
I'm not asking you who's on second.
Who's on first?
I don't know.
Oh, he's on third. We're not talking about him. Now, let's forget about
Now, how did I get on third base?
Why, you mentioned his name.
If I mention a third baseman's name, who did I say is playing third?
No, who's playing first?
What's on first?
What's on second?
I don't know.
He's on third.
There I go, back on third again. Will you stay on third base and don't go off it?
All right, I don't even know.
Now, who's playing third base?
Why do you insist on putting who on third base?
What am I putting on third?
What is on second?
You don't want who on second?
Who is on first?
I don't know. Third base! Look, you got outfield?
Sure.
The left fielder's name.
Why?
I just thought I'd ask.
Well, I just thought I'd tell you.
Then tell me who's playing left field.
Who is playing first?
I'm not. Stay out of the infield. I want to know what's the guy's name in left field.
No, what is on second?
I'm not asking you who's on second.
Who's on first?
I don't know. Third base. And the left fielder's name?
Why?
Because.
Oh, he's center field.
Look, you got a pitcher on the team?
Sure.
The pitcher's name?
Tomorrow.
You don't want to tell me today?
I'm telling you,
Then
man.
Go ahead.
Tomorrow.
What time?
What time what?
What time tomorrow you're going to tell me who's pitching?
Now listen, who is not pitching?
I'll break your arm, you say, who's on first? I want to know what's the pitcher's name.
What's on second?
I don't know.
Third base.
Got a catcher?
Certainly.
The catcher's name.
Today.
And tomorrow's pitcher.
Now you've got it.
All we got is a couple of days on the team. You know, I'm a catcher, too.
So they tell me.
I get behind the plate, do some fancy catching. Tomorrow's pitching on my team, and the heavy hitter gets up.
Yes.
Now, the heavy hitter bunts the ball. When he bunts the ball, me being a good catcher, I want to throw the guy out of first base, so I pick up the ball and throw it to who?
Now, that's the first thing you've said right.
I don't even know what I'm talking about.
do?
Is to throw the ball at first base.
Yes.
Now, who's got it?
Naturally.
Look, if I throw the ball at first base, somebody's got to get it. Now, who has it?
Naturally.
Who?
Naturally.
Naturally?
Naturally.
So I pick up the ball and I throw it to Naturally.
No, you don't. You throw the ball in a hole.
Naturally.
That's different.
That's what I said.
You're not saying
I
that.
throw the ball to Naturally.
You throw it to who?
Naturally.
That's it.
That's what I said.
Listen, you ask me.
I throw the ball to who?
Naturally.
Now you ask me.
You throw the ball to who?
Naturally.
That's it.
Same as you.
Don't change them around.
Same as you.
Hey, now get it over.
I throw the ball to who? Whoever it is drops the ball and the guy runs a second.
Yes.
Who picks up the ball and throws it to what? What throws it to? I don't know. I don't know. Throws it back to tomorrow. Triple play.
Yes.
Another guy gets up and it's a long fly ball to because. Why? I don't know. He's on third and I don't give a darn.
What?
I said I don't give a darn.
Oh, that's our shortstop.
I'm in it.
Captain Lance, we have received a notice that you must stop and be inspected at the upcoming way station.
Got it. And thank you, Brooks.
You are welcome, Captain Lance. Resuming streaming services. All is clear. You may proceed, Captain.
Fantastic. You know, I think we'll take a break here. I could use some rest before we continue this run. Oh, and Brooks, I'd like you to continue to play the old-time radio tunes while I have a quick shut-eye.
As you wish, Captain Lance.
Tonight you've heard the Lawrence Welk High Life Review in the heart of Hollywood, from where we toast all of America. We'll be back here next week to tell you more of High Life in America, reviewed by Lawrence Welk.
Miller.
High Life.
Miller.
High Life.
The blend of good taste and cheer. Miller.
Time to get back on the road, Captain.
I'm good to go. Let's finish this ride.
After several weeks here in Hollywood, we travel once again from California to New York to tell America about Americans.
Perfect circle piston rings are the standard of the automotive industry, used by more than 80% of America's car manufacturers in all or a large part of their production.
The Blue Beetle. Sweeping down upon the underworld to smash gangland comes the friend of the unfortunate, enemy of criminals.
A mysterious, all-powerful character, a problem to the police.
But a crusader for law. In reality, Dan Garrett, a rookie patrolman, loved by everyone but suspected by none of being the Blue Beetle. As the Blue Beetle, he hides behind a strange mask and a suit of impenetrable blue chain armor, flexible as silk but stronger than steel. Today's episode of the Blue Beetle is entitled Death Strikes from the East. In the city's Chinatown, sons of the Orient are restless, uneasy. The police department expects war between rival tongues to break out at any moment and is prepared. What is behind this uneasiness? Is it something that concerns only the Chinese? Or is there an Occidental hand at work, pulling the strings like a phantom puppeteer? As our story opens, Patrolman Dan Garrett, who in secret is the Blue Beetle, discusses the situation with his friend and confidant, Dr. Franz, in his little apothecary shop.
You know, Doc, leaning here on this counter, it's hard to realize that you and I are only a few city blocks away from the Orient.
You're referring to Chinatown?
Yeah. Wish I knew what was going on down there.
Do you think rival tongues are about to war on each other?
No, I don't.
Then what do you think is causing this unrest the newspapers speak of?
Fear and resentment.
Resentment? Of whom?
Of us.
You mean the police?
No. The white race.
But what have we done to them? We don't molest them.
No, it isn't that. I think there's some sort of a racket going on down there.
Are you going to do anything about it?
Well, I'm going to ask the chief to assign me to a beat in Chinatown.
You'd better be careful, Danny. You could disappear down there and no one would ever find you.
Oh, I'll be careful, all right. I've got a friend down there.
A Chinese?
Yeah. Restaurant keeper, Ling Wan. Cultured gentleman. I saved his life once, and he's never forgotten.
I'd imagine he could be very helpful.
Well, I've got to run down to headquarters now. Maybe Manigan and I can both get assigned to that district.
Well, good luck to you, Danny boy.
Thanks, Doc. So long. Patrolman Dan Garrett is headed for the Orient.
You know, Johnny, it's a wonder to me there ain't more big fires down here in Chinatown.
Why, mate?
Well, everything's so congested. How's a fire engine ever going to get through here?
Well, I'd be willing to bet that if I should sound the siren on this car, we'd have a clear track ahead almost immediately.
Yeah, them babies can certainly scatter in a hurry. Hey, what's that now?
That bug smashing up that Chinese restaurant. Come on, Manigan. That looks like Ling Wan's place.
Okay. Hey there, you hearing, Slughead? Lay off or I'll blast you. All right, pipe down. Where's the guy what done this?
The whirlwind has struck. Who knows whither the whirlwind goeth?
Hey, what kind of talk is that? Whirlwind me eye, it was a bunch of hoodlums.
Hello, Ling Wan.
Ah, my friend, the Honorable Dan Garrett. After the whirlwind, the face of the sun appears to spread light upon a dark and dreary scene.
I'm afraid the face of the sun has appeared too late to be of any help to you, Ling Wan.
That which has been is done.
Yeah, but we're the law, and we want to know who done it.
Ling Wan, this is my friend and brother officer, Mike Manigan.
The devastation which is mine is honored by the presence of a friend of the brave and honorable Dan Garrett.
Well, now, we'd like to get the facts in this case.
Suppose you let me talk with Ling Wan Manigan. Well, you make a report on this. I've had a hunch something like this was happening frequently here in Chinatown. You say, Ling Wan, that if a merchant refuses to pay tribute money to the one you call the Purple Dragon, or to buy his merchandise through him, his shop is wrecked as yours was just now?
That is true, my friend. The Purple Dragon controls the commerce of Chinatown.
But what happens if the merchant still refuses to deal with the Purple Dragon after his place of business is wrecked?
Some member of his family disappears. If it is an elder son, he meets the hatchet man in some dark street. If a younger son, he is found strangled. If the merchant has only daughters, one of them is kidnapped and offered as a human sacrifice to please the Tibetan earth goddess.
Do you mean to say that they're actually sacrificed? Killed?
There is a ceremonial conducted by the Purple Dragon, which includes human sacrifice. Before the ceremony, however, The victim's hair is cut off and sent to her parents. If a sufficient amount of money is paid, the victim is released.
Good Lord, Lingwan. Why haven't the police been informed of this?
One does not seek certain death needlessly. The Purple Dragon spies are everywhere.
Well, Lingwan, you're taking a great risk in having me in your home. But I assure you something will be done immediately to end this state of affairs. Who is this Purple Dragon? Have you any idea? He must be a powerful Oriental.
There is a growing suspicion that the Purple Dragon is not of our race, but of yours.
What? A white man?
I am sorry to say it, my friend, but it is so.
Well, Dan Garrett is going to do something about that. And he's starting right now. I've sworn to uphold the law, to serve justice, to drive every crooked racketeer from this city. This extortion racket must be smashed. Doc, I've never heard of such a fiendish method of extracting money from honest businessmen.
And you say Ling Wan believes the Purple Dragon to be a white man?
That's right.
He must be a very rich man.
Yes, I imagine there are very few who refuse to pay tribute or to purchase their supplies through that crook.
Well, so far as you know, the Purple Dragon has confined his extortion activities to Chinese merchants.
Yes. I feel certain that if his operations extended beyond the confines of Chinatown, the police would have heard of it.
I wonder what the extra's about.
Well, just a minute, Doc. I'll buy a paper.
Read all about it. Commissioner Warren's daughter kidnapped.
Here you are, boy. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Extra, read all about it.
Well, what do you know about this, Doc?
Well, what is it, Danny?
Commissioner Warren's daughter was kidnapped last night as she left a dance at the casino.
Commissioner Warren?
Yes, the commissioner of markets.
Oh, I wonder what's back of that. The kidnappers can't expect to get much money out of Warren. He's not wealthy.
No, and he's one of our most efficient officials. Say, you don't think...
Well, what is it, Danny?
I'm going over to Commissioner Warren's house and make a little investigation. Hey, what's that?
Someone just threw a stone through the store window.
Oh, here it is. There's a note tied to it.
Well, what does it say, Danny?
It says, devastating tornado descend upon honorable place of business. If inquisitive patrolman Garrett extend nose into Chinatown. And it's signed the Purple Dragon.
Let me see that note.
Yeah. Apparently written with a brush, such as Chinese use.
Yes, but it wasn't written by a Chinese.
What do you mean?
The Chinese writing is distinctive. The technique of Chinese brush writing is such that even if the Chinese were writing in English, the brush marks would be distinctively Chinese. This note was written by a man who at one time might have lettered addresses on shipping cases. A shipping clerk, I would say.
Well, that's very interesting, Doc.
The Purple Dragon, or whoever writes his notes for him, is a white man.
Well, Doc, this note spikes my guns. I can't endanger you and your business.
Oh, don't be silly, Danny. Don't be silly. Your duty comes first. I can take care of things here. And just let somebody start something. There are things in my laboratory back there that will make them wish they'd stayed away.
Well, I've got to be going, Doc. Take care now and don't worry. I'm not going to Chinatown. My next call is in the opposite direction. Commissioner Warren, I've been assigned by the police commissioner to do a little investigating in this case.
Yes, I'm glad you have, my boy.
I'd appreciate any information you could give me, Commissioner.
I'll give you what I can.
Have you any enemies?
Yes, plenty of them. In my position, there are bound to be individuals and groups who resent my interference with their attempts to extort money from the firms that do business with the city.
Oh, there is an extortion racket.
Well, yes. At least I am convinced that many merchants are paying out money to protect their goods and places of business from destruction.
In Chinatown, for instance?
Why, yes. How did you know?
I have a friend in Chinatown.
I see. Well, to be frank with you, I've been conducting a quiet investigation down there.
You think your daughter's kidnapping is in retaliation?
I'm certain it is.
Why?
This note.
I received it about an hour ago. Here, read it.
The Tibetan Earth Goddess is angry. You are interfering with her plans. Unless you cease your efforts, you will never see your daughter again. Signed, the Purple Dragon. This note was written by a white man also.
Beg pardon, what did you say?
I said this note was written...
Excuse, please. Messenger leave package for Honorable Commissioner.
Thanks, Ling Chao. Who was it?
Ling Chao, no see. Messenger, push button, leave package on doorstep, run away.
All right, Ling Chao, you may go.
Better not open that, Commissioner. Might be a time bomb or some type of infernal machine that'll explode when opened.
It doesn't feel heavy enough.
Any sound of ticking?
Not that I can hear.
Let me have that package. I'll open it. You stand over there.
Now be careful, Garrett. Boss can't afford to lose men like you know.
Thanks, Commissioner. Well, here goes.
What is it?
A box full of golden hair.
My daughter. Her hair is that color. You don't think that
no, she's not dead yet, but something will have to be done quickly, and I'm going to do it.
What are you going to do, Dan?
I've got a hunch, and I'm going to play it.
What can I do to help?
Call up the Income Tax Bureau and find out, if you can, which 2 or 3 persons in the city showed the greatest increase of income last year. Also, find out anything else you can about them. When you get the information, phone it to Dr. Franz or to me at his shop. I'm certain that one of these persons will prove to be the Purple Dragon.
Will Dan Garrett expose the Purple Dragon's secrets and allow the Blue Beetle to defeat the Purple Dragon? Well, Sky Cadets, to find the answers to these questions and more, come back for our next fantastic episode when we ride back to Phoenix and listen to part 2 of the Blue Beetle in Death Strikes from the East. Oh, and of course, there's other old-time radio programs as well to listen to. So here's wishing you clear skies, Sky Cadets.